Greetings, peace be with you. In this video, I want to share with you how semen retention saved me from depression. Now, I don't know where you are on your path, I don't know where you are on your journey, but if there's one thing that you take away from this video, please do not let the pain of an imperfect past hinder your future glory, because so many times we're carrying emotional baggage from the past, whether it's shame, whether it's guilt, that actually holds us back from expressing what we are here to express. When I think of the word depression, right, and I'll put that in quotes over there because words are just words, right? They don't have any meaning other than the meaning that we give to them. And like I said in this video, I want to share some of the meaning that I surround around this concept of depression, right? Because we have a quote unquote mental health crisis going on around the globe. Like 50% of the American population is hooked on the pain meds, right? The medical industry, the big pharma companies are making a lot of money. But on the other side, it's like the paradox of progress, right? On one side, we are more technologically advanced than ever before. Less people are dying more than ever before. The average person with a smartphone today has more access to power, to information, to technology, the ability to research than the kings and queens did of the past, right? It's crazy. Think about that. You have access to more information than the kings and queens of the past, right? So we've made a lot of progress on one end, but on the other side of the spectrum, we have more people that are depressed, that are anxious more than ever before. And, seeing suicide being leading cause of death amongst men in Western developed countries, it's really a point of consideration at the end of the day, right? So when I think of depression, right, I definitely have been in this cycle, right? Let's call it a negative spiral, whereby there's no hope for the future. It's like, shit, my situation right now, it's only getting worse. And there's like no hope for the future. And even in the present moment, it just feels dull. It feels painful, right? And I've been in that cycle for a long time, right? Like, had this vision in my head. Okay, man, I'm the man that's capable of sculpting a six-pack. I'm the man who's capable of creating real wealth in my life. I'm the man that's capable of creating abundance in my relationships, in my service, right? In my experiences. But when my behaviors weren't in alignment with this ideal, with this vision, with my values, right? Where there's a disconnect between my behaviors and my values, I think that is what created the space for anxiety, regret, disillusionment, and depression to seep in, right? When you think about the word depression, right? When I think about the word depression, it's like depression, right? It's the opposite of expression. And when we are not expressing who we are truly capable of being, right? When there's a gap between how we're showing up in life and how we are capable of showing up in life, right? Only in that gap is the space created for these lower emotions to seep in, right? Because when I look back at my own journey, my own path, and I seek awareness and seek clarity on why I was stuck in that cycle, a large part of it is because I would tell myself I'm going to do certain things, right? I would tell myself that tomorrow I'm going to go to the gym. I would tell myself that I'm going to stop busting nuts to pixels on the screen. I would tell myself that tomorrow's the day and this is the last time. But then my behaviors wouldn't match up with my words, and then I would lose self-respect. I would experience shame, I would experience guilt, and I would get on that downward spiral, right? So realize that depression is the opposite of expression, okay? And as I've talked about in a lot of different videos, right, it comes down to energy at the end of the day, right? Semen is the source of your life force energy. And when that energy is given away, right, when it's leaving you rather than being transmuted inside of you, then there's no energy left over for you to actually express who you are here to be, right? Think about that, right? Because when there's a gap, like I said, when there's a gap between who we are and who we're capable of being, right? In a moment-to-moment basis, every single moment is an opportunity to close that gap, to narrow that gap. But as that gap widens, then we go on that negative spiral, right? And that's something really to think about. That's really something to think about. Like, someone once told me the definition of hell. It's the place where who you were meets who you could have been, right? And when I go back to my creator, right, we all came from the same place. We're all going to the same place, regardless of whether you believe in a creator or a karma or the universe or Buddha, whatever you want to believe in. Like even the leading cosmological model of the universe right now, the Big Bang, tells us that it all started with a single speck that was vibrating at such a high energy frequency that it eventually created the whole universe, right? So whatever model of reality you subscribe to, at the end of the day, the reality is that we came from the same place and we are headed on the same trajectory as well. And what if we go to that place and we see that, okay, I was capable of so much. I was capable of so much, but I didn't live up to that potential. And therefore, I'm depressed, right? So just something to think about in that area, because at the end of the day, I think it really comes down to our ability to close the gap between who we are and who we are capable of being. And when that is not being fulfilled, then we get depressed, right? As we strive to express our potential, our God-given talents, our God-given unique abilities and gifts that we have, and we cultivate them in greatest service to humanity, when we have a match between our thoughts, our words, and our behaviors, like Gandhi said, then we will find inner peace, right? And of course, there's so many other factors, right? Like your nutrition, like are you getting enough sun, like how's your sleep, right? Like all these lifestyle factors factor into it as well, because it comes down to hormones at the end of the day. And what most people don't know is that your gut actually produces 90% of the serotonin in your body, right? So something to get awareness on as well is your nutrition. But at the end of the day, like I talk about in a lot of these videos, semen retention is the prerequisite. It comes down to energy. And when you don't have the creative energy to express who you are here to be, then you get depressed because you're not living up to that ideal. Okay, so just a quick message for you, and I hope that it resonated. I hope you got value from it. But if there's one takeaway, just understand that where you are is less important than where you are headed. You are in control of your destiny, okay? You are in control of your trajectory. You are in control of your thoughts and your behaviors. Just keep commitments, all right? Make commitments and keep commitments. That really is the secret to overcoming depression, right? If it starts with waking up earlier tomorrow, just do that. And then you'll do it, and it won't feel good. It'll be hard, it'll be tough. But at the end of the day, you're like, yo, I said I'm going to do something, and I did it, right? That's really what it comes down to at the end of the day. What you think about yourself when you're by yourself, right? That's really what it comes down to at the end of the day, okay? So with that, I conclude this video. Subscribe if you haven't already. Click the like button. It helps the channel grow. But I'll see you in the next video, okay? Much love to you. Take care. And remember that you were just one decision away from a totally different life. Okay, much love to you. Take care.